Welcome back to the channel, guys. It'd be much appreciated if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. The Champions League is coming towards a conclusion, with the final coming next month. But this is one of the last campaigns in which the competition will be played under the current format. At a meeting in Vienna just over a year ago, the UEFA Executive Committee signed off on a new format. There had been 2 years of intense debate over how it would work, and followed several years of politicking between Europe's biggest sides. Now it will be implemented from the start of the 2024-25 season, with more teams taking part and more games. The continent's biggest sides are likely to benefit from the new format as they fight to qualify for the next campaign. The first in which the qualification process is based on the expanded competition. Teams from the same nations could also meet far sooner, and there is a world in which fans will be left cheering on their domestic rivals to aid their own hopes. Today we're going to break down and tell you what it all means. What will the Champions League look like from 2024-25? The number of teams competing in the competition will increase from 32 to 36, meaning there will now be 189 matches instead of 125, and the group stage will be replaced by a league phase, otherwise known as the Swiss model. Each team will be guaranteed to play 8 matches in the league phase, down from the proposed 10 after talks in Vienna, of which they will play half at home and half away. The top 8 sides in the league will qualify automatically for the knockout stage. Those finishing in 9th to 24th will compete in a 2-legged playoff to determine who reaches the last 16 of the competition. 2 of the extra 4 slots in the competition will be awarded to nations whose clubs achieved the best collective performance in the season before. To work this out, the total points earned will be divided by the number of sides competing in European club competitions. This is a notable move away from the heavily criticised 5-year historical coefficients. If the new rules had been applied to the current 2022-23 season, the 2 extra places would go to clubs from England and Netherlands. In 3 of the past 4 campaigns, a team in the Premier League would have received one of the additional slots. As it stands for the next season's qualification process, they will go to Italy and England. In another change, clubs from the same country will now be able to play against each other in early knockout stages. Domestic clashes are currently blocked until the quarter-finals. The 8 league-style matches will be spread over 10 weeks, a decision that was made last year, and it will mean the Champions League, Europa League and Europa Conference League will have an exclusive week dedicated to their tournament. How is that different to what we have at the moment? Each team who reaches the Champions League proper currently plays on a 4-team group stage. With the 2 teams reaching the knockout stages, the third place side drops into the Europa League. Those who advance then play in the knockout rounds, and if a team can progress through to the last 16 stage, the quarter-final, the semi-final and win the final, they are crowned the champions of Europe. One element that will not be changing when the new system is introduced in 2024 is the 2-legged semi-finals. The Times reported last year that momentum is building for the 2-legged Champions League semi-finals to be scrapped, with the leading European clubs backing a plan to play the semi-finals and final over a single week in one city. However, that is unlikely to be implemented anytime soon, with UEFA committed to keeping them in place for the foreseeable future. What does this mean for Celtic? Whilst qualifying for the main stage of the competition remains the same, it's unclear if the new system will make anything easier, harder or much the same in terms of our chances of reaching the round of 16. In this season's competition, our performance would not have been sufficient to see us finish between 9th and 24th, and clearly not in the top 8 clubs, so we would have been eliminated after the first phase proper. With 8 matches to be played, a huge advantage could be gained from a strong performance at home, where picking up wins will give us a strong footing, and a favourable draw could provide us a chance for away points as well. It is unlikely we would find ourselves finishing in the top 8 in the coming years, given the level of opposition, but a place from 9th to 24th is certainly achievable, and that would give us a 2-legged head-to-head tie for a spot in the last 16. Who will be annoyed? There is a school of thought that UEFA were only listening to the Premier League and La Liga when it came to ditching the 10-game league phase and reducing it to 8 matches. France's Ligue 1 wanted 10 games and not club coefficients. They wrote to the UEFA and European Club Association to say that this is why they reduced their domestic league to 18. They anticipated an increase in European games. They did not like the club coefficients though. They wanted one of the 2 extra places to be given to the domestic champions from a mid-sized league, and the other one to the 5th biggest league so it had 4 spots, like the top 4 leagues. At the moment, the 5th best league is Ligue 1. It essentially boils down to every league being greedy and wanting more, but the new format will offer balance and should encourage teams playing in the UEFA's 3 club competition to go as far as possible and earn coefficient points for their country. How will clubs benefit financially? Last week, UEFA suggested that they hoped for a rise in revenue of about 33% for their revamped club competitions. The Champions League currently brings in £3.6 billion for each of the 3 seasons between 2021 and 2024. When speaking about projected revenue last Tuesday, UEFA Competitions Director Giorgio Marchetti said, "We are working on both conservative and more optimistic projections in range. I would say between 4.6 billion and 4.8 billion. UEFA is in discussions with the ECA and the European League groups to decide how to distribute the extra prize money." What about the Europa League and Europa Conference League? What's changed there? Similar format changes will be applied to both competitions. The Europa League is doing away with the traditional group stage and replacing it with a league phase, with each team having to play 8 matches. Clubs competing in the Europa Conference League will play 6 matches in the league stage. Both competitions will start with 36 teams. Celtic fans, what do you make of these changes, and do you think they will help us do better in Europe? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video, guys. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Remember guys, we've also released our brand new Celtic Champion t-shirts. You can find them at celticapparel.com or just go down to the link in the description. We also offer free UK shipping. Thank you, take care, bye bye.